Hello, everybody. Voice crack. Right off rip. We're leaving that in. Hello, everybody. Today, we want to talk about a rather common topic. Now, this topic is, as I'm sure you're aware, a not so fun topic. It's about layoffs in games media and how a lot of these massive corporations like to just lay off the teams for their video games as soon as those video games are successful because they don't need them anymore. And how apparently, at first glance, it would seem that Marvel Rivals has now fallen victim to this exact trend, where now that the game is successful, NetEase is just getting rid of people. And a few articles came out about that a few hours ago, and so I did some digging. And it's a little deeper than it initially appears. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to look at those original articles, or at least one of those, just to get a grip of the initial idea that people had of the situation, and then we're going to investigate further, right? So, let's get right into it. So, in The Gamer, we see here, NetEase has laid off a bunch of Marvel Rivals devs for some reason. Despite the success of Marvel Rivals, NetEase laid off game director Thaddeus Sasser and his whole team. All 6 of the developers that have been laid off were part of the team based in Seattle, Washington, as NetEase is rumored to have pulled all investments out of North America. The exact reason for the layoffs is unknown, though it's a worrying sign when even developers behind one of the biggest success stories of the past decade aren't safe. Okay. It seems par for the course at this point, right? This is just what always happens, right? A big game comes out, it's super successful, and then the people behind that big ass game get fired because it's cheaper to just fire them and then hire new ones, or hire them again later if you can, then just pay their salaries regardless. As you see here, we've got a bunch of we got a bunch of fluff here. A whopping 1 in 10 developers were laid off throughout 2024. We've seen even critically successful and beloved studios like Tango Gameworks shut down for no good reason. Who was Tango Gameworks? What did these guys make? Oh, they made Ghostwire Tokyo. That's why they shut down, because that game was ass and it was like really expensive to make. And I mean, I'm not gonna say it was ass. I never played it. I never really do much about it, but I know that almost nobody played it, and because of that, the studio had to shut down. Regardless, it feels as though you needed to be working on a money-making mega hit to have any kind of job security, but now Marvel Rivals has proven that this is not the case. In a new post on his LinkedIn page, Marvel Rivals director Thaddeus Sasser has revealed, by the way, note that they are calling him a game director, has revealed that he and his entire team were recently laid off by NetEase. Sasser was seemingly in charge of a group of developers based in Seattle, Washington, that primarily worked on game and level design, but a reason for the layoffs, if there even is one, was not provided. In a separate post, another level designer from the same team called Jack Burrows confirmed the layoffs, who says he couldn't dodge that big boot, I guess. It has been further reported that 6 developers in total appear to have been laid off. Okay, so most people are obviously confused and upset about this because, yeah, it's not good. No one likes to see this. This makes us think of Activision, this makes us think of modern-day Blizzard, this makes us think of EA, and nobody likes those studios. Also Ubisoft. Regardless, a lot of people are talking about this, including other game directors and cinematic directors who, they go on Blue Ski and they complain about it, and, all of that stuff, right? However, I want to direct your attention to this thing that I saw on Discord, or at least I saw it on Twitter, and then because it was from Discord. Regardless, this is from one of the community managers of Marvel Rivals. To touch on it lightly, it's a supporting team. Our core team isn't affected at all. Let's talk about what's coming in 16 minutes. Got some real news. All right. Now, obviously, people on Twitter were very butthurt about this because, got some real news? You don't think it's real news that 7 people lost their jobs? No, it's not. Because these are people who are, as stated here, a part of a supporting team they worked on this level design and all that stuff, it's very likely that their work is being overstated. As in, they probably did not have that much of an importance to the company as they initially wanted us to believe. Regardless, now we have a little bit more information regarding this. I specifically thought that more information was going to come out, and I kept looking and I kept digging, and eventually this came out, and that's why we're talking about it now. So, a community manager, I keep getting voice cracks. It's very, A community manager in the official Marvel Rivals Discord has released more intel about the situation regarding the recent layoffs in the US. Guang Guang is the only official game director. Thaddeus was apparently not considered one. They want to reassure the Western audience that they won't lose touch as they have weekly meetings with the Marvel team. Well, and this was the official, post by James, who is this person as well. Well, there's one thing that I would like to clarify. There's only one director, and that is Guang Guang. I do not like false rumors being spread discrediting the work our team has poured in ever since development. Following up, let's not reach a conclusion on workplace harassment when you don't even know what the structure is like within the Rivals dev team. Apparently people were rumoring that it was because workplace harassment. Immediately these rumors begin because people on Twitter are, what's the word? Yes, retards. Continuing. I'm simply saying this because it is phrased wrongly by the media initially. Totally funny. Yes, and expanding on the issue of whomever is worried that we would lose our Western audience touch, our team has weekly meetings with the Marvel team. Well, that just means that you are going to lose touch for sure. And people are already, looking to blame Trump, of course. Trump tariffs had some role in it. People were obviously overreacting. Yeah, people still think it's not good, according to these guys, yeah, according to GameSpot, who is not actually directly involved, people are not believing them. People are saying all sorts of shit to discredit these statements and to say that, no, it's actually really bad. Listen. There is probably, I don't know that much about this, but I would be surprised if I was wrong about any of the things that I'm about to say. There's probably quite a few people still working on Marvel Rivals. They probably pulled out of North America. Yeah, probably because of the Trump tariffs. I wouldn't be surprised. However, I'm not going to get into the Trump situation because I generally don't think it's a productive conversation to have, simply because it always devolves into just racist this and pedophile that, and I don't want to talk about that. Regardless, I highly doubt NetEase, which is currently known for being a greedy company that makes really good products, right? I highly doubt that they will lose quality. They have struck gold with Marvel Rivals. They'd be idiots to now sacrifice any amount of quality for increased profits, I guess you'd call it. But I do think that this is something to keep an eye on because, okay, they let 7 people go, the Seattle people, and pulled out of North America entirely. Keep an eye on it. I haven't played Marvel Rivals. I'm not a Marvel Rivals player yet. I've looked into it. I've thought about playing it, but it's a friend game, and I don't really be having friends to play with, unfortunately. Regardless, keep an eye on it. The companies are greedy. Companies will do whatever it takes to make money. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about anything other than our wallets. And even then, it's really only what's inside the wallet, right? So don't get fooled. Obviously, take these statements with a grain of salt. Obviously. But these people have kind of earned a little bit of goodwill. They've earned a little bit of faith. And I think it's only fair to give them that goodwill and say, okay, they claim that the core team is not being affected, which means in the future, map design for new maps that come out and level design and all that stuff shouldn't be affected. Okay. They say that this was a supporting team. Okay. we all know what type of drivel usually comes out of, North American studios nowadays. It's drivel, right? And I mean, I'm not trying to shit on the guy, but he kind of looks the type. So I'm referring to Thaddeus Sasser, by the way. Like he kind of looks the type. I don't know much about him. Like I am judging a book by its cover here. He kind of looks the type to not be the type to be that useful in the long term. It's very likely that they just needed this studio for the extra manpower. They just needed a couple extra hands to work on this matter, and now that they don't need them anymore, and they weren't really doing anything that's skillful, they got rid of them, and now they're focusing in on their own core team, make that team as strong as possible, and keep pushing forward, right? Maybe in the future they'll rehire in North America, depending on how situations, advance. We don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes. Who knows? Let me know if, you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you think I should play Marvel Rivals. Let me know if you'd like to see that. But with all that being said, I think I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, yeah. In fact, you specifically watching right now, you, yes, you, subscribe. Click on another video. You should see a video right here. Click on it. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.